Hello and welcome to What's Up Punk. We're taking a look at the myriad subgenres underneath the umbrella of punk. Today we're taking a look at Stonepunk.
Call me Mr. Flintstones, I can make it better.
Was the plague caused by the lyrical de-evolution of the 2010s? The dead scene kid in me says yes. But yeah, Flintstones.
Let's take a Winston break. That's it. Winston is the one filter cigarette that delivers flavor 20 times a pack. Winston's got that filter blend.
I know the smoking ads have become meme-worthy at this point, but did you know they also sold beer, too?
Yabba-dabba-doo. Right on target, Fred. When you do for a beer, Bush does it.
Yeah, these guys. Also sold suds. The Flintstones were supposed to be as quote-unquote edgy as The Simpsons or Family Guy. Again, these guys.
Yeah.
Edgy. This may surprise you, I think this one's dummy stupid, but the randomizer has spoken and I can't delay this anymore. I really wasn't planning on doing 2 episodes in a row that have dinosaurs in it. What is Stonepunk? Stonepunk refers to works set roughly during the Stone Age, in which the characters utilize Neolithic revolution. It's a juxtaposition of the modern world and the primitive, and the effect of early forms of advanced technology on society. So Flintstones. Or dinosaurs. Does anyone remember that show? Highlighting the primary social differences, having the familiar aspect can make the foreign aspect seem even more foreign to the audience, which is used as a method of storytelling as sort of a constant reminder that this work is set in a completely different world. And there's a bit of, oh shucks, it's always been this way mentality with family dynamics that I find irritating, because kids always went to school and weren't expected to work in factories or apprenticeships. Had 2 parents, 2.5 kids, and lived in a neighborhood. That's not by the width and breadth of history, a contemporary fiction crumbling under its own rigidity. My ever-growing disdain for sitcoms aside, let's get prehistoric with technology. Pebble technology.
And this is my Pebble. Pebble is a watch that you can customize. It runs a lot of cool and useful apps.
Well, talk about an outdated technology. It's a strange term for Neolithic technology, weapons or items constructed from materials more or less consisting with the time period, such as stone, wood, clay, bone, and rope. But in Stonepunk, possessing anachronistic complexity and function, like say tying an acid-spewing slug or grub to a club for extra damage like Primordian. The taming of dinos and other primal creatures for ironically domestic purposes a la the Flintstones. Yeah, I say ironic because Hopkins was actually kinda onto something.
Some people think that robots are the future.
Look, nature gave us the most effective killing machines 75 million years ago, and now we know they can take orders.
See, you need 4 factors to domesticate an animal, one being a fast maturity. Deinonychus, aside, yeah, them big boys are closer to Deinonychus than...
Clever girl.
Yeah, I know, nothing new. We all know they're supposed to have feathers, and the name was changed so little kids could say the name of the toy they wanted. My 2-year-old nephew can say Deinonychus. You treat people like morons, they'll be morons. Anyway, yeah, these big boys grow up fast, 7 years to adulthood. And because they're basically bioorganic weapons already, not only can they be bred in captivity, but reproduce asexually. Second hallmark being you have to breed in captivity. But the 2 factors to keep them from being domesticated is also what they're useful for. They need to eat a diverse array of food, seeing as JW was still feeding them whole pigs and not something cheaper. Well, that's a no. And they must be docile by nature.
I'm on your side.
Yeah, gonna go with no. I bring this up only to illustrate that while humans and dinosaurs living together is anachronistic, taming a primordial creature to do a specific task, it's not. Also a lot of grappling hooks. Freedom of movement is important when you're dodging mammoths, I don't know what to tell you. Well, that was futuristic, or taking back the past.
I'm just a caveman. Your world frightens and confuses me.
So yeah, this deals with the other side of Stonepunk. Instead of it being Earth in the distant past, but with better pebble tech, it's, say it with me now kids, we fucked up royal. Yep, in the world of Horizon, humanity got hit by the bad end of a nanopunk world. The place didn't go gray goo, just homicidal robots that ate everything, literally everything for self-reproduction. See, this is why you don't go with mechs, you go with piloted mechs. Anyway, the Brain Trust figured if humanity wasn't a thing anymore, then Nan would stop. You know, the Ultron of it all.
At last, peace.
Ah, the Forerunner solution. Not as debated as the trolley car problem, but way more psycho. Right up there with quitting smoking by forcing someone to smoke a whole pack. Crazy thing is, they were correct. Job done, Nan went to sleep, and like the Forerunners, they had a backup plan. Re-terraform Earth with docile Nan and mechs based off primal animals of old. Once that was taken care of, repopulating the world with some cloned up humans, and shepherding humanity out of the darkness. Well, half that happened. Everything but the last part. Most of humanity has been reduced back to 0 tech level, relying on leather armor, spears, bows. But where they once hunted animals of flesh, now they hunt animals of metal, using what tech falls off at a reduced but still useful level. Like many punk stories, it's a spirited young redhead as the protagonist, because we're punks and that's how we roll. Aesthetic. Not really a lot to say here in the context of clothing and architecture, except the cave and caveman is a little off the mark. Not saying that primal human did not live in caves, it's just that a bunch of other animals did, so humanity moved out and started building villages and domesticating plants and animals during this time period, moving from hunter and gatherers to farmers and warriors. So anywhere from the shagadelic Raquel Welsh of 1 million years BC to the more durable and practical leathers and salvage of Horizon. On the architecture side, anything from timber frames, pitched, thatched roof to mud and brick or stone. Thematically, Stonepunk primarily focuses on early man and their social issues. The punk genre takes lifestyles, technology, and conflicts of early man and adds something else to the mix, such as anachronisms, modern social issues, fantasy, or sci-fi elements. Majority of the stories in this subgenre are upbeat and fantasy-based rather than dystopian, and depicts technology as a gateway to a more advanced and positive way of life. It embraces the practical and pragmatic, while also using imaginative and fantasy-based elements to tell a story. Not to say it's always rainbows, beer commercials, and bowling, just that that's the primary example. In Primordian, the protag is part of a primal world that is title locked on the dark side. During one season in a generation, it is possible to cross over to the light side where all the food and resources are, and murder everything in your path to steal it and see that your people survive. In Far Cry Primal, the protag Takar tribe is one on the brink of extinction. One because of the environment, and two because of a cannibal tribe of Neanderthals, believing the blood of Takar's people can save them from a sickness. Only through the magical ability to instantly tame animals and raising his people's tech level can they find a way to survive. In Dr. Stone, humanity is wiped out by a plague that, for lack of a better term, stasis locks people in stone, leaving only a few pockets of humanity that have degenerated down the generational line to Pebble Tech. That one rides a line as what happens to humanity is honestly one of the worst apocalypses I've seen. However, Senku's boundless optimism that he can bring back humanity and rapidly up humanity's tech level keeps it from getting too bleak. Where did Stonepunk start? Gene Owl's Earth's Children series, starting with Clan of the Cave Bear, which is all about the development of Stone Age technology and a girl who can see the future packed with planes and cars when she takes drugs. So that's what some punks think. I'm gonna go against the grain on this one. I'm just gonna say the Flintstones started it, probably influenced a little bit by that 1 Billion Mandy episode where Fred Flintstone goes Encino Man. Is Stonepunk punk? Cool Clay Tony on Tumblr hit this one on the head. I feel the main reason Stonepunk isn't as popular as other genres in its ilk, no one has a clear idea of what the punk aspect actually looks like. What does a Stonepunk hero rebel against? The passive harshness of nature? The world is filled with countless dangers and death lurks behind every tree. Nature is not cruel, but it's not always fair either. On a whim, the universe may decide to undo all it has made, including you. But are you truly powerless to stop it? The encroachment of civilization and trappings. Nomadic tribes come together to form villages. Villages merge and become cities. Man works together to ensure their mutual survival and begins to harvest nature's bounties at a rate greater than they can keep up with. Megafauna are disappearing and the forests are becoming smaller. Men invent gods and claim to speak on their behalf. Men slay other men en masse to take what they have, even when they already have plenty. Surely it cannot be worse, but do you take the chance? I'd also like to add the idea of moving from hunters and gatherers to farmers and warriors and just what that does to somebody. Before, all you really had to worry about was your own people, starting trouble, or an animal starting trouble. But now you are being trained, ready to kill another person, someone you never even met because they're outside your tribe, and just what that does to somebody. Like I went over in aesthetics, some of these ideas do come up, but the main focus, or cultural understanding of Stonepunk is yeah, that. Is it punk? Yes. Does it need some better PR? Also yes. That's kind of what these videos are all about. Real life Stonepunks. Links filled in. Apologies if I got that wrong. The Stone Age Project. In 1989, Lynx emerged from her first Native American purification ceremony, known as a sweat lodge.
Can't believe I'm gonna say this, but I'm hurting for a year.
I think it's well established that I'm a monster and I apologize for nothing. After what she said was a call back to Earth to learn and share the teachings of the old ways. And that she did, going mostly off the grid. She doesn't eat anything that hasn't been hunted and gathered by her own hands. Even the bowls she eats out of, the flasks she drinks out of, the arrows she hunts with, the fire she cooks her food on, the blanket she sleeps on, Lynx has learned to do all herself the Stone Age way. Early years, Lynx has founded the Stone Age Project, going back as far as I can see to 2001. Every season, she opens up her way of life to the public, offering a week-long class, advanced immersion periods, and if personally selected by Lynx, a month of living out in the wilderness, entirely dependent on the Earth, using prehistoric methods of survival. Despite our little mini-apocalypse, she's been going strong, planning another project in 2023. Now, she does rely on a few bits of modern tech she has aside, and while she ain't doing it for the money, she does ask for a $100 deposit, I'm assuming for insurance and covering if needed versus evac. Also, there's a bit of modernism with how she constructs her clothes and equipment. While the destination is a little different, the ride there is a well-oiled path for humanity. My recommendations: Horizon Zero Dawn. This and Evil Within 2 are my favorite PS4 games. And that's saying something. The PS4 had some bangers. I haven't played the second game in the franchise, so I can't speak to its quality, but this one was fun. Picking off robot dinos, uncovering the mystery of Aloy's past and Zero Dawn. And Aloy's just a fun protag. A little serious, she could do a little bit more fun, but being shunned by her people, and let's just say genetically that trait runs, it's still fun to see how she reacts to her increasingly big world. Dr. Stone. One moment. Okay, that out of the way. There are apocalypses, and then there are apocalypses. This is some Wrath of God type stuff. No by men in here.
So how much do you actually remember?
What, like before the bomb?
Yeah.
Lots of things.
Like?
By men and...
What was that?
I don't know. Think of like a ham or something.
What, like from an old religion?
All traces of modern humanity gone. Back to the Stone Age by a combo of being turned to stone and the forever opponent, time. And while humanity, science, has its champion in Senku, others would stand in his way. Can he resurrect humanity and establish an empire of science? Or will this stone world eat him alive? Read or watch Dr. Stone and find out. Full disclosure, I only watched half season 1. There's a lot, and with the holidays, I only had so much time to do research, but I had way more fun than I imagined. Senku is a very different anime protagonist than I'm used to. Not an absolute chess master, but also not someone that relies 100% on guts and tenacity to make it through. If I had one complaint, it's that they perpetuate the lie that Edison did anything other than sign checks and kill elephants. But whatever, I can't wait to finish this one. Genndy Tartakovsky's Primal. A bit iffier on the Stonepunk, but it's Genndy working on something that isn't Adam Sandler related. I gotta spotlight it. Master of speechless storytelling, action, and you have him doing this.
Oh, come on, just give it a try.
All right, maybe just a little.
So listen, all you singers from here to Beijing, you better crash the box string, get ready to clean, cause if love...
Sanity is a lie we clutch like a security blanket, or I am trapped in an off-Broadway version of The King in Yellow. I honestly can't tell anymore. Either way, Primal is awesome. Genndy, if you want to adapt anything from 2000 AD, just do it. The brutality on display is a masterpiece. This should be taught in schools. This is the Raid Redemption, plus the hallway fight in Oldboy, times a highlight reel of Deadpool and Daredevil just absolutely bodying fools. And yeah, there's almost no dialogue in the whole 2 seasons. It's not translated into English, so the entire story is conveyed through context clues.
Will protect us from fall weather. All without words.
I think he's saying he needs more masking tape on top.
Also, Caveman and Dinosaur, that's like a +5 modifier of awesome. Spear and Danger Lizard, they never say their names, I can call them whatever I want, are brought together by tragedy. Both their families killed by carnivores, becoming a tribe of 2. Forged together by survival, blood, and even more tragedy. The first season is 100% Stonepunk, but loses it as we move closer to Steel and Bronze Punk in the second. But it's a hell of a ride. If you like Jack is Back, you'll love Primal. Honorable mention, 1 million years BC. While not Stonepunk in of itself, it was probably on the mind of whoever punk was trying to pitch Stonepunk as a genre. Because, well, yes, the original, I watched it for the plot. Ignoring the otaku and 10,000 BC of it all.
Never!
This movie still holds up. Yeah, the blue screen iguana is cheesy, but in a Joe and Mac that's charming kind of way. Data East? Data Weiss?
Or Data Vice?
However, the Harryhausen is strong with this one, and I love the fight with the baby T-Rex. And if you haven't noticed, I'm kind of a sucker for non-verbal storytelling when it's done right, and it is done right here. How do I feel about Stonepunk? In 2007, Wired ran an article that included Stonepunk as a trend to watch in the future, along with Bronze Punk and Plague Punk. Yeah, don't think so. Little peek behind the curtain, I write my intros before I do any research, so have my feelings on Stonepunk changed? Nope. But it's pretty enjoyable, and I respect the attempt. I don't think it's any surprise that I lean a little more towards the modern punk genres I cover, unless it has something that really catches my attention, like a fun twist on old concept or a striking silhouette. This just doesn't do it for me. It's not bad by any stretch of the imagination. If you like Stonepunk, you got some good quality with you. It just doesn't tickle me the way some other punk genres do. Sign out question. What happened to the Neanderthals? One of the steps on the human evolutionary ladder kind of just disappeared, and we're not really sure why. Lots of theories, from mass extinction from a virus, killed off by the Homo sapiens, etc. My answer is they just got outmoded by the new model. The two species does what mammals done do, and later generations just lost the more apish qualities as they went intermixing down the line. Put your own answers down in the comments if you so choose. Well, this has been What's Up Punk. Till next time.
It's a little juice. No, whizzing the juice. Where's the juice? No, whizzing the juice. No, whizzing the juice.
But keep on being a no good, dirty punk. You know it, you love it, here's the spiel, let's do it. Hey, subscribe to be my subscriber. Hit the bell so you know when I've actually posted stuff. Still no idea why those two things are separate now, but whatever. And of course, hit like to appease the algorithm gods. All fear and praise. on a list of whatever YouTubes. I am also probably not going to get any ad revenue for these videos, so if you would be so kind, check out that Patreon and the GoFundMe. Links in the description.